We're not watching a video, don't worry. Alright, so today we're going to do an activity that will go into the way the United States reacted to incursions by the German army in Europe. We're not going to Asia. Right now we're going to Europe. And in front of you, you have this chart. It has the U.S. reaction to what the Germans did, and as a class, it's a kind of a game, so we're going to answer that together. And after we choose the answer, I want you on the other blank to fill in why you think the United States acted that way. We'll go through the first one together. Alright, Germany withdraws from disarmament talks. Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany in 1933, and in conference to discuss disarmament opened in Geneva in the following month. The German delegation put a hard line against disarmament and proposed that they did not allow a German army equal to size to that of France. The Treaty of Versailles limited the German army to 100,000 men, and which the Germans thought as unrealistic. Then Hitler ordered the Germans out of disarmament talks. So what action do you think the United States took? Big one. Can't see.
You can make it bigger by taking the right upper. See what you got?
The right hand corner.
Green line.
Right here?
And then you see that zoom button down there?
You're very smart, I'll tell
There
you.
you go.
No.
Yeah, that's right. Leave it like that. And then just like, you know, like in the bottom
There you go.
bar.
Is that better? Yeah, that's not working.
I was guiding him the right way.
Antonio Químico.
Like you see the bar, like when you scroll it down. There you go.
Oh.
Can you see that? It looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Go ahead.
Like, the first time.
Can you read this?
No,
Can you back there read it?
we good. No, we good.
You can?
We good.
I see it blurry, but
Get some glasses, boy.
I already used them. I guess I'll support.
There you go.
Yeah, if you can't see, move closer. You just said you can't see. Can you see now? Come sit up here. Just for today.
It's not gonna hurt you. No one's gonna bite you.
No. Put it back over there.
Let's go. Alright, so what do you think?
You want to see here, Cynthia?
Guys, you can see this just fine. Select, what do you think? Select an action.
Revised neutrality.
We have revised neutrality. Revised neutrality.
Revised neutrality?
Yes, sir.
Incorrect. Try another one.
No formal action.
No formal action.
This from here.
That's
You got
correct.
stupid?
No formal action.
See, special one.
Hitler's demands were disturbing to Americans, not to mention the French. The German government was under no legal obligation to participate in disarmament. And so now, in this box, you write no formal action. And then the next box, answer the question, why do you think the U.S. reacted this way? So, why do you think the United States chose no formal action?
German action not serious enough to warrant a response.
Exactly.
Very.
All right. Here we go. Hitler repudiates the Versailles Treaty. So that means Hitler kind of backs out on it. He had been building up his army in the Air Force in secret since the 1920s in violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The German government had kept this a secret, but it was starting to come out. Hitler decided in 1935 to announce publicly that his regime would not consider itself bound to the treaty's obligations anymore. So, what do you think the United States did in this situation? Invoke neutrality laws? Anyone else? Refine neutrality laws?
Yeah. That's my opinion.
Let's try and invoke neutrality laws.
That's wrong.
Hey.
What's next?
No formal action.
Expand armed forces.
They didn't care.
Expand.
No formal action.
Again. I
Again.
don't even think it's
I
fine.
think I'm-
Yes, you can pick them twice.
Oh,
Thanks for
no,
that.
no.
That was correct.
Guys, there's like 25 of these, and there's only like 80 answer choices. Common sense, exactly. The United States took no formal aspect. The prospect of a rearmed Germany was not pleasing to the Americans, but because the United States was not formally part of the Versailles Treaty, we couldn't really do much about it.
What was the reason?
Because they were not part of the Versailles Treaty.
Yeah. They were part of the Versailles Treaty. They couldn't do anything. And remember, the United States wants to remain out of European conflicts. So this means that we're going to do everything we can to not get involved, even though it might become problematic. You know, right now we have Germany building an illegal army, but we're not going to do anything about it.
Right now?
No.
Oh.
1930s. All right, next event. Italian invasion of Ethiopia. Isolated clashes along the border between Ethiopia and Italian Somaliland had been going since December of 1934, leading Mussolini's fascist government to begin preparations for an assault on the country. So, Mussolini's fascist government just invaded Ethiopia. What do you think the United States is going to
No
do?
formal action.
No formal
No
action.
formal action?
No formal action.
No formal action.
No, say-
No formal action?
No.
They're just that lazy.
They're just that lazy?
No.
Oh!
Send
Send
aid to the Allies.
Send aid to the Allies.
Yeah.
Nope.
Expand.
Escort.
Review
Oh,
the
expand escort
strategy
zones.
laws.
Expand escort zone?
No, to review.
Declare war.
Declare war?
Yeah.
No.
Revise the strategy laws.
Expand armed.
Expand armed forces.
No.
No.
Revising the
Declare
strategy
war.
laws.
Revise neutrality war.
Invoke, no, invoke.
No.
Shoot on sight order.
Shoot on sight?
No.
No. Declare war.
Declare war?
Declare war.
Declare war.
Declare war.
No.
Who said declare war?
Invoke.
Oh, no.
That was right.
We invoke neutrality laws. So the Neutrality Act of 1935 passed both House and the Congress that summer. If war were to break out anywhere in the world, the bill authorized the president to place an embargo on arms sales to all countries involved in the war. So this is just a reassertment that we don't want anything to do with their business. So it's us reasserting that we're taking ourselves out of it.
It wasn't our business.
Wasn't our business. What's going on in Europe is going to stay in Europe. All right. Germany reoccupies the Rhineland. The Treaty of Versailles had prohibited Germany from stationing any military forces in the zone that reached from the German border with France. The idea behind was to allow French forces to occupy this area quickly in any case of future war. Taking advantage of the preoccupation with Ethiopia, Hitler ordered some forces to move into the Rhineland, which is a blatant violation of the treaty. So what do we do?
So they expand armed forces.
Invoke.
They expand armed forces.
Expand armed forces.
No formal action.
No formal action?
Expand exort zone.
Oh, we know about
No formal action, again.
Again.
So again, the proactive act on Hitler's part was clearly troubling for Roosevelt's administration, but again, because the United States was not party to the Versailles Treaty, the administration had no grounds to even issue a protest.
So we just put that again, that wasn't a part of the country.
Yeah, they weren't a part of the Versailles Treaty. They had no part in this. If we had, since we didn't ratify the Versailles Treaty, we're not a part of it. So we're not part of the League of Nations. We don't have any business telling Germany what to do.
What should we?
What you saying to that?
We had no business telling Germany what to do. All right, civil war breaks out in Spain. During the early 1930s, Spain had suffered from a series of weak governments until February of '36, when a coalition of liberal, socialist, and communist parties formed a coalition that succeeded in winning a slight electoral majority. Their opposites, their opponents, the nationalists, were another loose coalition made up of monarchists, devout Catholics, fascists, and the army. In 1936, Morocco, fearing the communists, were able to take over Madrid, and a civil war broke out. So this is fascists coming into power in Europe, right on England and France's doorstep. What do you think the United States is going to do?
Expand.
No formal
Send
action.
aid to that. Send aid to that.
Invoke neutrality.
Yeah.
Send aid.
Nah, come on.
Do it.
No formal action.
It's wrong.
Do it.
Told you not to.
No formal action.
No formal action. Nope.
Expand neutrality. Invoke neutrality.
Invoke.
Revive.
Yeah,
No,
invoke.
Invoke.
Nuclear war.
No, revise.
Expand escort zone.
We revised neutrality laws.
We can revise.
Maybe we just get
The Neutrality Act in 1935 was designed to cope with wars between countries, but not civil wars. Although there were Americans who thought that the country should assist the Spanish Republic, the general consensus was the United States should remain uninvolved in any sort of foreign war. We don't want anything to do with this. We're still in the Great Depression. We can't afford to feed our own people, so why do we want to go over to Europe and fight their wars for them? This is their mess, and we're just going to leave it to them.
So what if one day we have like the Great Depression again? And like you know how we have like allies everywhere else? Like would we save them or they go with us?
If we go down, everyone goes down with us.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
I'm saying that all world economies are dependent on the United States economy. Whenever the U.S. has a bad day, every stock market in the world has a bad day. For real.
For real. That's what
Forever.
they call it, the empire.
No, no, for real.
Isn't that what they call it, the capitalist empire?
Capitalist empire, economic empire, United States. All right, Germany annexes Austria. 1938, Kurt von Schuschnigg announced that he learned of a Nazi plot to overthrow his government. In February, he traveled to Germany to make a formal complaint to Hitler. Then upon returning to Vienna, Schlockmann announced that he was holding a national plebiscite on whether or not Austria should remain independent of Germany. But what ended up happening is that after this, they decided that it's okay that Germany would annex Austria. So essentially the Germans, and Hitler specifically, bullied the Austrians into giving up their country. So, what do you think we're going to do?
Declare war.
Nuclear war on Hitler.
No formal action.
Declare war.
Declare war?
No formal action.
No formal action? What do you think? Huh?
No formal action.
No formal action.
All right, no formal action. Exactly.